Welcome to 13 Weeks to Mindfulness from True Path. So last week we talked about awareness, which is the first thing, not getting out of your la-la land, the past and the future, and bringing it down to the present, to where we are. And that's the first part of being mindful, is just becoming aware of your surroundings. So this week we're going to be talking about breathing. And breathing is something that we all take for granted. It's pretty much the only thing that we do involuntarily that we actually have control over. So I'm going to minimize my screen here, and then I'm going to show you in True Path. I don't know what link you're watching this on, but truepathplanner.com/support. I'm going to have links at the bottom of some of the stuff that we talk about so that you can look at it for yourself. But here, so this is week 2 right here in the planner. And breathing, I'm just going to read you what it says. This is what we're going to do this week. Breathing. Do you ever think about your breath during the day? Not whether it's good or bad, but that you actually take over 20,000 of them a day. This week, take 60 seconds each day and pay attention to the 15 or so breaths you take a minute. Pay attention to the air that flows in and out. And you can Google, mindfulness or breathing exercises, and that'll give you some stuff. But like I said, I'm going to have some links below. So breathing is interesting. Like, just in general, I'm just going to kind of blow me out. So breathing, we take in oxygen. We oxygenate all of our cells in our body and in our brain. And this is an interesting fact. When we exhale 70% of the toxins in our body. That was amazing to me. So to fill the other 30%, we exhale 70%. We perspire or sweat 19%, urinate 8%, and defecate 3%. I was surprised by that. So if you take a big, long, deep breath, you're bringing in good oxygen, to oxygenate the cells, and then you're exhaling all of the junk that's in your body. So start breathing. It's an extremely important aspect. It's one of those things that I believe is so underrated. And one of the things I say is, if you can control your breath, you can control your life. And what I mean by that, it's a simple statement, but it's very powerful. And what I'm talking about is, a lot of us have anxiety and stress and all these things. And when these emotions come up, the anxious feelings start to arise. If you don't catch them fast enough, they're going to take over, and then you're a slave to them. And emotions usually take 5 to 7 seconds before they pop and hit. And if you can't hit them before then, usually, like I said, you're along for the ride. So if you can learn, as soon as you feel that anxious feeling coming up, to stop, take that one long, deep breath, you now get to take over whatever that was coming up. So if you can learn to control your breath, you can control your life. So this week, I'm going to basically, whether, like last week we did, 3 o'clock, have the alarm go off and just be aware where you are. This week, you can do the same thing, set an alarm, keep that alarm that's working for you, and then stop, take that 60 seconds of just breathing. You can close your eye. It depends on where you are. Obviously, if you're driving, you don't want to close your eyes, but just mindfully breathe. Think about the breath that's coming in. Think about the breath that's going out. Think about how you're breathing. Feel the body as you're breathing, the chest rising, the chest, and the stomach, all that kind of stuff. So it's really just kind of, again, learning to be in the present, because this is where we live, not out here. Okay, even though this is where we are most of the time. So that's this week, is breathing. So that's the weekly. So you can put down here breath exercises whenever you want, however you want to do it. If you want to do it in the morning, waking up in the morning, that's what I do. I have brew my tea, and then as my tea is brewing, I sit there and I do breathing exercises until it's done. So that's my time to get my day started correctly. And then on the daily sheets, today I will mindfully. So you put in there, whether it's going to be in the morning or if it's going to be your alarm, however you're going to do it. So this week is breathing. So like I said, I'm going to have links down at the bottom that's going to help you out with some of the information that I talked about, as well as some different exercises that you can use. And I wish you the best. Always email me if you have questions, and I will see you next week.